Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay, and this is Life with Lindsay. Today, we have a WIP Chat for you, but if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I do mainly diamond painting and some other crafting-related content, and I would love if you would like, subscribe, hit the bell, hop aboard the Hot Mess Express. Let's all be friends. If you've been here before, hi, welcome. Thanks for coming back. So, if you are unfamiliar with what a WIP Chat is, a WIP Chat is when I work on my current WIP, WIP, which is work in progress. This canvas is Porch Pumpkin, Porch Pumpkin, not sure the official title, but it'll be in the title of this video and in the description box, and this is from Dreamer Designs. It is a Hannah Lynn. If you'd like to see the unboxing for this, I'll leave that up in the eye. It's funny I say that because, I did one years ago, and I couldn't tell you if it was Princess Pirate or Pirate Princess, and every single time I made the video, any video, I was confused the whole time. I still don't know what it is, but yeah, if you want to see the post review for that one, I'll leave that one in the eye. Anyway, WIP Chat is where I work on my WIP, WIP, like I said, and you can work on whatever it is that you want to work on. It can be a craft project, it can be a household project, it can be while you're doing chores, while you're running errands, while you're driving, while you're working, while you're prepping dinner, whatever it is that you want to be doing. There is no right way or wrong way to WIP Chat. A lot of people will leave these on in the background as if it were a little, like, podcast kind of thing. Which, tell me, you guys, what are your favorite podcasts? I am so behind on Pod Meets World, which is, like, my number one go-to. There is a new Degrassi podcast, and it's only got a couple episodes, and I, am here for it. I'm also rewatching Degrassi. If you guys ever watched it, let me know down below. By the way, this little section that you guys can see here, that's all I have left of this section right here. And there are legit 13 colors that I pulled out for this. And I'm hoping that's all of the ones I need. No, there's black that I need, but in just like this little section right here, which is crazy because this canvas has so much color blocking. Excuse me. Anyway, I hope that you guys are all well. Like I said, I don't know why I just put that in. What am I doing? I've been losing my mind. That's what I'm doing. I have not been doing WIP Chats much. I really am constantly struggling to figure out, like, a routine that works. But it also dawned on me, if you guys are new here, I have a kiddo in 2nd grade, which is crazy to say because she was a toddler, excuse me, when I started my channel, and now she's not. And besides the fact that I am like, how do I figure out how to have enough time to do all the things that I need to do? I've also come to the realization that if you guys have been here for any length of time, you know I don't share my daughter's image on Facebook. I'll post her from behind, or I'll blur out her face or things like that every once in a while. Do I have a smaller tray for this on my desk? But I'm trying to figure out, because she's not like, I mean, she's still a little kid, don't get me wrong. She's just not a little kid in the sense of, like, how do I explain this without her being like a little kid anymore? So I don't want to be saying anything on here that, you know, she could look back on in a few years and be like, Mom, why would you say that about me online? And not that I'm saying anything bad or, like, personal about my kid, but I am getting to that point now where I'm like, I don't really have anything, as sad as this is, like, interesting to say about my own life. My life is 100% revolves around the fact that I am a mother. I spend my days, obviously, with my child. And if I'm not with my child, I'm doing something that is for my child. And we have a very busy schedule. So I'm just trying to find the right balance of, like, still allowing me to have this outlet, but while continuing to maintain my daughter's, I don't want to say privacy because that's not the right word, her integrity, I guess would probably be the best thing for me to say about it. And I just want to you know, like, it's one thing if I ask for advice. Like, if I ask for advice in my local mom group about something and I don't want people to know it's me, I can post anonymously. But how am I supposed to post anonymously from my own damn page? Oh, I found another color. So I think we're up to like 14, 15. So yeah, I'm just trying to find that balance. And I know the majority of you guys are totally cool with that and don't have a problem. Now, every once in a while, I'll have like one person who thinks they're entitled to more information about my family, my life, or people who are like, we don't want to hear it. Well, it's like, if you don't want to hear it, then why are you here? So if that's not your thing, like, you can go, nobody's stopping you. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got a lot going on. My kiddo, and I think the last WIP Chat that I did, I had mentioned we shifted everything with our ice skating. So we are new rink, new coach. And so we have a new program with new music, a new dress. I ordered a dress. You guys, it was such a bummer. So, okay, my kiddo will be 8. Crazy. Next month. But she is little, like little. And she knows this. This is not like new news to her. You know what I mean? She is well aware that almost dropped that on the floor. She is significantly smaller than the majority of her peers. So I'm going to just, if you guys have no interest in anything about ice skating, I promise I'm going to talk to you about more, but I'm going to just talk about something with the ice skating stuff real quick. So my kiddo has been skating since she was 3.5. And so we are now she's been skating longer than she hasn't. And that is unbelievable to me. So when we were at the old rink with the old coach, my kiddo had a program and we were set to do a competition. Oddly enough, we're actually doing that competition this year, but we didn't do it that year that we were supposed to. And so because I knew we were supposed to be doing competition and my coach was of 0 assistance, again, this is the old coach, not the new coach. And she gave me 0 assistance. And she was the kind of person that when I would say, like, ask for help or say, like, what's the next step or anything like that, I would always be told, when you need to know something, you'll know. And I don't know about you, but I do not function that way. Like, I cannot plan for something that I have no information on. And you guys might be thinking, like, what kind of things do you need to plan for? Well, let's see. Every competition costs money. The dresses cost money. The coaches cost money. And so, like, there's a huge difference between, you know, we're going to compete once this season versus here's 10 competitions that we want you to do. I have to plan for that kind of stuff. So when we were set to do the first competition, I had asked about a dress and again was met with a lot of resistance and, you know, when you need to know, you'll know kind of thing. Well, fast forward to, okay, a lot of these things are custom made and I also don't really want to spend a crap ton of money, on a program dress at this age. Not only that, like, kids grow like weeds. So I want to make sure that I'm getting something that's going to work. And anyway, she didn't do anything. So I went ahead and I bought a dress. And I'm just going to remind you guys like 100 times I'm talking about the old coach. Okay. And so I bought a dress and I bought it secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. I thought it was beautiful. My daughter's original program music, which she had for like 3 years, more than that, like 3.5 years, was from Willy Wonka. It was a blend of 2 songs, no words, just music. And it was great. But then it was like, okay, are we ever gonna have different music? My kiddo had that program music for basic 2, basic 3, basic 4, and basic 5. There's 6 basic levels, and then you go into the aspire levels. And I was like, okay, well, so I bought the dress, and immediately I was told, I don't like the dress. Okay. First of all, she's like, how much did you spend on it? Well, I don't think that's really any of my coach's business, how much I spent on it. But I let her know that I bought it on Facebook, and I was told immediately, it's too long. I don't like it. Okay. Um, and this is me after searching for a long time for a dress. Now, if you have a kid who's like size 8 to 10 or 10 to 12, there are tons of options out there for you. But when your kid is in like toddler sizes, it is a lot harder because they don't make as many dresses. And also, not that many people. I don't want to say nobody because there was a lady selling like a $400 dress in a size like 4T. But most people are not spending hundreds of dollars on a dress for a 4, 5, 6 year old. Me included. I was not about to spend that kind of money. So anyway, I bought the dress. She hated it. Cool. There was a girl who, she is now in college. But when she was like 5 years old, she wore this little red dress. So the coach was like, I want you to put this on her. Now, keep in mind, this dress at that point was over a decade old, and it was sleeveless, and it was very Christmassy, which is fine. But that's not really like, the music wasn't Christmassy. So I put it on my daughter and it fit her. However, it was too short in the body. So a figure skating dress it's basically like a leotard with a skirt built into it, or a dress or whatever. But it does have like the under part. So it's not like a dress where if your torso's a little longer, you can still make it work. Well, it looked like it was scrunching her from the shoulders down. And then, of course, she was like, I don't like the way she looks in this. I'm like, okay. You know that when you have those moments of like, you feel like defeat, even though there's no reason? That's what it felt like. She's like, put her back in your dress. I'm like, okay. So I did. And then she's like, I guess that's better. So I was told she didn't like the dress is too long, she didn't like the dress, whatever. So, okay. So, fast forward, and by the way, my kid has worn that same dress for 3 years. She did it from, last summer was her first competition, and we were originally supposed to compete the previous fall, so that would have been 2 years that we've been competing, but we have done like local, like holiday showcases and stuff like that. So she's been able to wear the dress and do her program for that. So her new music is from The Wizard of Oz. So my daughter, once she gets out of basic skills, which again, she's in basic 6 right now, and the next level would be Aspire 1. And then you have 4 levels of Aspire. Aspire 1, Aspire 2, Aspire 3, Aspire 4. And then after that, you would go into the testing levels. And the first level would be pre-juvenile? Preliminary. And then preliminary, and then a bunch of other levels. Now, if you are somebody who, like, your kid skated in the past, they've changed all of the leveling and all of that, so it's a little confusing and frustrating, and I am not 100% sure that I'm even right on what I'm telling you, but, so she got her new music, and her goal is she wants to skate to Wicked. Now, old coach, we had zero say, in what we skated to. If we wanted to change music, that wasn't really an option. Like another girl whose daughter is, she's about a year older than my daughter. And they have been at quite a few competitions together. Her mom and I were chatting the one day because our girls both did one of the winter shows. And she said to me, did you know that there are other kids that get to pick their music? And I was like, yeah, I know. She had no idea that that was even a thing because our coach did not allow us to have say. Now, listen, I am well aware that I am no expert, right? I have only been in this world for a couple years. Fun fact, if you did not know, I also skated as a child. I don't know how long I figure skated for. I was nowhere near as good as my kid is. I couldn't do any jumps or spins or anything like that. My daughter can. And funny enough, she actually has like multiple jumps and spins. So that's super cool. I'm going to adjust you guys here in a minute. I'm going to put all these drills away while I'm talking to you. But she is way better than I ever was. And I feel like maybe I can't do both things at the same time. I'm going to actually shift you already. Hey, guys. Hey. So we're going to work on this little pumpkin face. Ooh. Sorry, I hope you didn't get dizzy there. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I also played ice hockey. So, like, I spent many years on skates. I just was never very good. I don't remember what I was just talking about because I'm so distracted. So, there's that. Look how pretty. I keep hitting the camera because I need to adjust it, and I'm not doing a good job. Bear with me while I focus on this and try to keep my canvas together. I don't know if that was straight or not. Whatever. So I don't remember what I was just saying. I totally lost my train of thought, and I'm not going to pull the video up and like check the footage. Now my minder is stuck. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. I still don't know what I was just talking about, and I was only gone for a couple seconds, but I needed to readjust. So, super long story short, my kid is competing in another level with a new program. And our old coach, that's what I was talking about, the music. Our old coach, we did not get a say at all, like at all. We didn't get to say if we liked the music or disliked the music, like none of that. So, for me, I just dealt with the fact that my kid was in the same thing forever. So, I feel like maybe I shouldn't put all of these colors away. Do I still need some of these? Should probably pay attention as I'm putting them away, but I know I need that one. Do I need this one? Yes, I do. Do I need this one? Do you guys do this, or do you just put like all your colors away and then pull out the next set of colors? Because I feel like I do both. Is there no 6 in this? You guys are probably like, what is going on? Just get to the point. So, the most current music that my kid's old coach had, and this is not an exaggeration, was The Little Mermaid from 1995. Now, you might think to yourself, oh, that's cute. Yeah, but do you know how many kids want to skate to just old music? Most of these kids have never seen some of these movies, plays, whatever, and some of them have, obviously, but, you know, the other little girl whose mom didn't know that, like, people could pick their music, her kid was she doing The Little Mermaid? I think hers was The Little Mermaid. And so it was just like, and somebody else was doing Elton John and Cinderella, and kids want to skate to something that's going to catch their attention. Now, I'm very lucky that my daughter is not, like, super, super particular like a lot of other kids are, because she didn't mind that she had the same music for 1,000 years. But in her heart of hearts, what she wanted to skate to was that's too many drills in my tainer. Oh, my daughter used to call it a tainer. I don't really want to try to fill this up more. Whatever. We're going to just make it work. Maybe? I'm trying here, you guys. I'm sorry. Well, I am so sorry if you guys, like, if this is your first video of mine, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express over here, you guys. But yeah, so she wants to skate to Wicked. And so when she got her new coach, because we are on the cusp of, we are in one level that has 1 minute and 10 seconds for its music, and the next level is 1 minute and 40, she said, well, why don't we do Wizard of Oz for now. And then we can do the Wicked music for the next. Why is this like buckling? For when she hits Aspire. I said, perfect. So her music is going to be Ding Dong, The Witch is Dead, but the version from Glee. You guys, it is such a fun program, and it is so fast paced, and I seriously like am obsessed. This coach actually loves the fact that my kid is a theatrical kind of kid, whereas her old coach kind of made it seem like you just need to do the classical skills, no flair, no this, no that. So this is working out really well for us in terms of like, this is a really good fit, and I'm really enjoying it. So her coach, I had texted her as we registered for a competition that's next month, which, can you guys believe that it is already like, we're already 1 week into October? Like, where is this fall going already? Also, it doesn't feel like fall here. I mean, in the mornings, it's been like a crisp 55, 60 degrees, but it's still going up into the 80s like every day. And I would love some cooler temperatures. That would be great. Thanks. So I had texted her coach and I was like, listen, I got yelled at. I was constantly told I did everything wrong. So I don't want to like screw up. And she's like, oh my gosh, here. And she's like, please don't spend a lot of money, you know, at this age, because they don't need the dresses that long. They grow out of them. And there's plenty of time to spend a lot of money on a dress that's going to catch the judge's eyes as they get older or in higher levels. And I loved that. So I ordered my daughter a dress. I went on, it was actually through Amazon, but it is a dressmaker in China. And I looked at the size chart. Now, keep in mind, my kiddo is almost 8. Like, her birthday's next month. And I put in her measurements and I looked and I said, oh, okay, so she's in the 4 to 6. And I was like, oh no, the 4 to 6 can't get here until after the competition. And I'm like, that's not good. So I was like, what if I did the next size is 5 to 8. Now, the 5 to 8, you guys would have been massive on her. So I ordered the 4 to 6 and I paid a rushed order fee. So it should be here, I think, in a week or two, which is great because the competition is in like 3 weeks. But this new coach, you guys, I should have done this sooner. For anybody that like said to me, like, why don't you just leave your coach? If you've ever been in, like, it was basically, I was in an abusive relationship. I didn't have the power. I know that sounds super dramatic, but it's 100% accurate. I didn't have the power to just do, like, what I wanted. There's fear of retaliation, and I didn't want my kid to be, like, blackballed from the community and not be able to compete, or, you know, like, there's a lot of moving parts. And unfortunately there was a situation in which another kid left our coach at the same time, and I took that opportunity. The door was open and I just walked right through. So here we are. I don't know how long we've been with our new coach. It's just, they work so well together, and she's just, I'm very excited to see what my kid is going to do. And we were invited to compete in a competition. There will only be 1,200 skaters allowed to register. And that is 1,200 total. So if they have a couple hundred register for just the basic skills, let's say, which is probably not likely, but, you know, this is for kids, adults, I believe ice dance, figure skating, all of the different disciplines. So I'm excited, and it's going to be our farthest competition yet, but that won't be until next summer. But I wanted to make sure, what level do I register her at? Because I'm assuming my kid's going to be at the same level that she's at now. But you never know. We competed with a girl last season who jumped up 4 levels during the competition season, which that's not typical. I'll just say that that's not typical. She's a great skater, and but I'm excited. There's a whole sense of community with the skate club here and the rink, and even though, with the exception of like pairs and ice dance and stuff like that, and synchro, ice skating is an individual sport, and it's really awesome that we have a wonderful skate club that makes us feel like it's a team environment, even though it's an individual sport, if that makes sense. So right now, that's a lot of what's going on with us. We are back and forth between the rink for practice, but this rink is so much closer to my house, so we're saving a ton of money on gas, which is great. Like my husband said to me the one day, he goes, "Did you fill the car up this week?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Me neither." He's like, "Wow." I'm like, yeah, dude, wow. Like, because our old rink, we were putting on a couple 100 miles a week just going back and forth to the rink, not even considering anything else that we were doing. So, I'm excited and I'm hopeful that this is going to be a really good long-term solution for us. So, it does suck that we've lost one of our group lessons. But we'll see how that goes. And right now, my daughter is in the midst of her very first community theater show, which oddly enough is The Wizard of Oz. Are you guys sensing a theme here? So her new program dress, it is so beautiful. Maybe I'll put a picture of it up on the screen here, but it is, I wasn't sure if the coach wanted us to go more like Dorothy, because it is The Wizard of Oz. There is a tiny little, or just like in that theme. Like Briar's last one was, as I mentioned, Willy Wonka. So it was this beautiful, like white and light blue and light pink, and it gave me a lot of candy vibes. That's why I bought it, despite her coach telling me she didn't like it, and then liked it. So originally, one of the other coaches had a dress from 10 years ago. She couldn't find it, so we went out and bought our own. But it was definitely, that one was more of a figure skating version of a Dorothy dress. You don't know what I'm talking about, like the blue gingham. So I'm excited to see her dress. I'm excited to see it on her. I pray that it fits. When I ordered it, they said, "Oh, if you want to give us her measurements, we can do like custom fitting." And I was like, "No, I just want to do like the regular, because if it doesn't work, I need to be able to return it. And if I customize it to fit her body and it doesn't fit her body, then I am stuck with a custom sized dress and I can't return it." So, but I'm excited. This has been what my life is, and her theater show is coming up. She is a munchkin and a flying monkey, and she is just constantly singing songs from the play in the house. She's really into a song that she's not part of. She really likes the Jitterbug, which, if anybody is like a huge Wizard of Oz person, let me know. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But is the Jitterbug song in the movie, or is it just in the play? Because I feel like it's just in the play. My friend's daughter is also in it, and she said the same thing. She's like, "Yeah, my kid's really into that song too." But she has 4 shows in the span of 2 days, and that's coming up, so that's exciting. And yeah, we've just got a lot going on with like school and sticking to the canvas. So I want to tell you guys, totally unrelated to ice skating, which some of you might be like, thank goodness. I started my daughter on an allowance program, and I wasn't sure. I've been wanting to do allowance for a while, but I just didn't find something that felt like the right fit for us. And so if you are somebody who has, small kids and you're like, I don't know. We don't know what we're going to do either. I'm going to just put this out there into the universe. I will link her information down below, but I found this. There's a financial, she's not a financial planner, but she does something in finance, like professionally. And I just stumbled across her on my For You page, and I thought, this seems like such a genius idea, and I am here for it. So she does her allowance for her kids. She starts at 4. I obviously didn't start at 4. And the whole thing is that it is based off of, it is not chore based. Now, some people out there are like, how do you have a allowance without it being around chores? Well, here's the thing. I'm an adult, and it's expected of me to clean up after myself and to contribute to things around the house, as is anyone who lives in your house, right? So while my daughter does have things she's supposed to do, like one of her quote unquote chores, and I don't even like calling it that because it's literally just cleaning up after herself, is that she needs to empty her little trash can in her bathroom. When the trash gets full, tie the bag, bring the bag downstairs. She doesn't even need to take it out to the garbage. She just needs to bring it downstairs. But I don't love the idea of chores being tied to allowance because nobody's paying me to do those things as an adult. And if you live in the house and you're a member of the family, it's your job to help contribute to those things, whether you are a child or an adult. So when I stumbled across this system, I was like, ooh, this is great. So what she does is you pay your child $1 for every year old they are. So in my case, my child is currently 7. So she gets $7 a week in allowance. And she gets her allowance by what is the one thing that is your job when you're a kid? It's to go to school and do well. Now, it's not based off of performance. Like if she doesn't do well on a test, I don't say no allowance for you. But what it does do is it enforces that like she continues to work hard and stay out of trouble and things like that. Now, I haven't had any issues, knock on wood, where I would have to not give her her allowance yet. I am sure that there will be one day in the future where we have to have that conversation of, you know, did you work your hardest? Did you put in the effort? Did you try hard? And I'm hoping that the answer till she's an adult is always yes, but like, let's face it, we know how kids are. So they are required to put a minimum of $1 in each one of the following categories. Spending, which is her wallet. That's what she takes with her anytime she goes to a store. Her savings, which it's supposed to mimic like a high yield savings account. However, it is currently the savings account of the bank of mom and dad. I keep track of it. And I do pay her interest for it once a month. And investing. And the biggest difference between investing and saving is money that you want to save for something that's in the near future. So right now, like she really wants to save for an American Girl doll. I have a feeling that will change when she realizes how long it'll take to get there, because the one she wants is $185. You guys, that's crazy pants. But she really, really wants it, and that's what she is totally dead set on right now. Or if we were going on vacation, like that would be the money that you're saving to take with you. And then investing, her investments are going to go into a 529 account for college, like an actual one. So currently she is trying to make the decision of like, well, I want to put more in my savings because I have a savings goal that I'm trying to achieve. You know, putting in like $1 a week is going to take her forever to get to that. So we've talked about it, and every week we do our allowance, and it has been such a wonderful program, and it's helping her to build financial literacy, because I don't know about you, but like nobody ever taught me how to properly utilize my money. And I want her to grow into somebody who isn't shocked by how much things cost, and isn't shocked by how to pay a bill or how to save money for a car or whatever. So she's so excited. It's like right now at this exact moment, she's got like $15 in her savings account. And I was like, you're doing a great job. You know, you have a long ways to go, but let's make it happen. Right. So I'm encouraging her, but I just want to say this program has really been fantastic. And Lisbeth, the girl who, I don't know if she created this or if I just found it because she talked about it. Either way, I keep sticking to the canvas. I think it's a wonderful alternative to a chore-based allowance. And if you are curious, because I know a lot of people, the question is like, well, if it's based off of school, then what do you do over breaks? Well, she uses the explanation, and she said her kids haven't questioned it yet, but she uses the explanation, and I know this is not 100% accurate for every teacher that's out there, but typically a lot of teachers still continue to get paid over the summer. They spread out their paychecks so that they can get paid over the summer. And that's the working explanation. So I just wanted to throw that out into the universe in case anyone out there is like me and, you know, they wanted to start some sort of allowance, but they didn't know how to do it or what to do. So I'm just sharing that with you guys. But I feel like right now I feel like I'm always in such a food rut. I am one of those people that I have a couple recipes that are like go-to recipes, and I like making them frequently. But if I make the same thing, like I can't be somebody who does, every Monday we have the same thing. Every Tuesday we have the same thing. Every Thursday, like I can't do that. It does not work for me, and it makes me want to not want to eat that thing again. Now, could I say, sure, every Monday we do like a pasta dish? Sure. Has it ever worked? No. So I have to always plan my food schedule around my husband's work schedule and my daughter's skating schedule and any other activities that we have, kind of thing. So I rely heavily on my crock pot, which I've been doing pretty good, you guys. But I swear, this is one of those things that, like, anybody who is an adult, did you have any idea that it was going to be your job to decide what everybody eats every single day for the rest of your life forever? Because let me tell you, I was not prepared. I'm still not prepared. I'm in it and I'm still not prepared. Every single week, I'm like, what are we going to do for dinner? And the hours it takes to plan out based off of recipes and finding recipes and going through recipes that I have saved and going and putting together grocery lists and either grocery shopping or doing a grocery order. And there's nothing less satisfying than when you do a grocery order and they don't have something you need and you still have to go to the grocery store. I also know I am getting old because they are remodeling I do Walmart for groceries. Most of the time. I do have a supermarket that is slightly closer, but I feel like when I go there, I still have to go to one or two other places. Whereas for the most part, I can get everything I need at Walmart and then they deliver it to my door. Not always, but most of the time. And they are remodeling my Walmart right now, and I hate it. It makes me feel so like crotchety and old and like bah humbug when I go to the market and they move things around and I can't find anything. It's one thing like in the other departments, like food is still on the same side of the store. The other side of the store, everything has moved. But the food is still on the food side, but everything has moved and I can't find anything. And I feel like it took me over an hour to grocery shop today. And I was like, so ready to cry. And then I stopped at the Dollar General. So I need a pool noodle, one singular pool noodle for a Halloween costume for myself. And I posted on Facebook, like, does anybody have a pool noodle that they don't need anymore that I could buy for cheap or take off your hands? And I got no responses, which surprised me because I feel like everybody has a pool noodle that they're like, I don't need it anymore. It's summer season's over. But alas, I must be wrong. And damn it. Sorry. I saw somebody posting on Facebook that Five Below has them because you can use them for Halloween decorations. So after I was done the grocery store, I went to the Dollar General, and thought maybe they'll have some. I didn't see any. I don't know if like Dollar Tree would be more. I don't really know. I don't know the difference between all the dollar stores because none of them are $1 anymore. And I went to, I think it's Dollar General. Is Dollar General the one where like they actually have things that are like hella expensive? Because I went the one day expecting something to be $1 and it was like $7. So I was like, okay, we're gonna put that back on the shelf. But anyway, so I placed an order for a pickup for one pool noodle at Five Below, which Five Below is no longer Five Below because, well, the majority of these things are coming in from China, so everything, the prices went up. And like they've always had their like and beyond section, which is more expensive, but like I mean, I went in there and stuff on their regular shelf is now $7, $8. So that sucks. But I still have to go pick up said pool noodle. I don't know if I'm going to do that today or if I'm going to do that when my kiddo, like tomorrow, or I don't know. Because I don't want to go into Five Below with her. Because then I know we're both going to wander around and be like, let's spend money that we shouldn't be spending. And then, of course, she so desperately wants to save her money for an American Girl doll, but she will also spend her money on like a blind box. So I was pretty impressed that I could make $1 purchase at Five Below for pickup, that there was no minimum. Because I feel like a lot of places do that where they require you to have a certain amount. Anyway, so tonight we're gonna do, I did it last week, the week before, it was a spicy peanut ramen. It was delicious. And that is like a regular meal, like not a crock pot meal. So I'll do that tonight. Although I need to make sure that I feel like there's one ingredient that I ran out of and now I can't remember. I have already been to the market. By 11 o'clock, I had taken my kid to the rink and then taken my husband to work, taken her to school, and then from school, I got myself a cup of coffee, went and did the grocery order, went to the dollar store, came home, put all the groceries away, did the order for Five Below, played a little bit of bingo on my phone, and then I came and sat down to record. I need a new phone, you guys. I have, like, no exaggeration, hit 99% of my storage. Now, granted, my phone is old. I am one of those people, my husband's like, you don't like change. And I'm like, what? So, listen, that might be true. And in my brain, I'm denying it. But I think he's probably right. I use a phone until, like, I can't use it anymore. part of that is that, like, I don't want to spend, you know, $1,000, $2,000 on a phone. And I don't like transferring over all my photos. I don't like trying to learn the interface. I just want my phone to work forever. Now, my phone still works. I legit don't have any memory left. And I know what you're thinking. You could just erase some of the photos. I have erased a lot of things off of my phone. But I also pay the extra storage from Google to store my extra videos and photos and things that I've already taken off of my phone. I just don't want to lose every memory I've ever captured of my child. You know, I've had this phone. This is embarrassing. I've had this phone since, like, before my kid was born. And she'll be 8. So, you know, but it's gotten to the point now where, like, it has to be charged multiple times a day, which sucks. And then I am at that point where, like, my last phone, I had to get a new one because it got to the point, and if anybody else has ever dealt with this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Your phone basically, like, does not function unless it's on the charger. And it takes forever for it to charge, and then it drains really quickly. Like, that's where I'm at. So I need to get a new phone. I'm probably just going to get whatever the newest Galaxy S whatever is. Mine is an S10. And I would love to get a smartwatch to go with it. But just like a Bluetooth one, I don't need one that has, like, phone service. But I've also been, so my kiddo's got a Kindle. I got her a Kindle. Because she did such an amazing job. I don't know if I even talked about this or not, but she read almost 200 books this summer. And I was so insanely proud of her. She got a free pizza every month from Pizza Hut's Book It, which is back. And that was exciting. She got one for June, July, and August. And then she set reading goals and she surpassed all of them. She got nearly $100 for her summer reading between various family members. And she did a really good job. So I was like, well, why don't we get a Kindle and we can get a Libby card and she can take out a ton of books. Our local library is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It is definitely like small town USA, and it does not have a large selection of, like, even current books. And a lot of these things, like, she's looking for, like, new releases. And so I got her a Libby card, and because we are Pennsylvania state residents, shout out to anyone else who's in the good old state of Pennsylvania, but we can get a free library card for the Free Library of Philadelphia for simply being residents of Pennsylvania. You do not need to live in Philadelphia or its surrounding area. You can also get one at the Allegheny Library, I think it is, for Pittsburgh. All of these are free. So those both collectively have a significantly larger library than my local library does. So that's great for her. We have been able to get a ton more books, but I said, you know what? I'm a slow reader. I don't love reading the way a lot of people do. I want to. I've always been one of those people who I read really slowly, and then I realize I'm reading the same thing over and over and over again. Like, my brain just has a really hard time going to the next line. Or I will read something over and over and over again and be like, what the hell is this trying to tell me? So I took out a book using her library card. And I'm like 80% done. I only have a few more days before I have to return it. So I need to decide if I can finish it while she's at school or if I should just renew it. But If you guys have any recommendations, I am not venturing off of what I like right now, because if this is what I like, then this is what's going to keep my attention the most. But I love celebrity memoirs. And I am currently reading Amy Poehler's book. I mean, it's older now, but yes, please. I'm enjoying that. I love Chelsea Handler, and I read her most recent book. When it came out, I bought it. I bought it on hardback and read that. And, but especially like funny people, because I find their books to be funny. I would love to be like, oh, I can't wait to try a new genre, but like, I really don't have any desire. So, book people, if that's your thing, also, please give me some recommendations. I have previously read, God, this is a long time ago. I want to say I've read Sarah Silverman's. I've read every single book by Chelsea Handler. I read Tina Fey's. There's a few more I can't remember. But yeah, so I will take your recommendations if you have them. But I am just... Did I make this too many drills? Anybody else do that? You like think, okay, I know how many drills I need on this pen, and then you pick them up and you're like, that's still too many. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. Oh, and see, I was wrong. I was wrong. I cannot believe this entire video, with the exception of the very beginning, is just me laying down 310. But I do that. Do you guys do that? This is a Hannah Lynn. I like doing that. It makes it feel very like coloring book, where I fill in what, like all the color afterwards. It'd help if I put those in over there. But yeah, I feel like life is just always going to be chaotic, and I need to lean into it. I talked about my own struggles and things like that, but I just, like, I swear, if somebody could just meal plan for me, and we have tried before anyone says, we have tried doing like HelloFresh and things like that, and I actually have videos of HelloFresh, in case anyone wants them. I think there's a playlist. You can check it out on my channel. Oh, you guys, they canceled my order at Five Below. Damn it. That sucks. So now I have to find another. I don't want to spend a lot of money either. I don't want... Ugh, that bums me out. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying now. I'm so distracted. So we've done like the HelloFresh. We've done a couple different companies, and it just, like HelloFresh, for example, it's great if you love zucchini and you love poblano peppers. That is the meal subscription box for you. Now, it's been a couple years, so maybe they've changed, but I swear every meal had poblanos and zucchini, and I got to the point where I was like, I don't want this anymore. I don't ever want to eat another poblano in my life. I don't ever want to see another zucchini in my life. You can serve it up 752 different ways, but if it's in every single thing that I eat, unless it's something I absolutely love, like, there's onion in almost everything that I make, because that's just the nature of cooking. Yeah. Man, that sucks. I am bummed. I am real bummed about that now. But, yeah. Like, my daughter at one point, we had like a huge fight the one day because she legit thinks I just sit there on my phone just playing and doing nothing, which, granted, I sometimes sit there on my phone and play and do nothing because I'm allowed to. But I often am writing down my recipes and my ingredients and going through my saved files, and I try to involve her as much as possible. I've said to my husband before, like, listen, when I say to you, what do you want for dinner? It's not because I'm like, look how nice I am and I'm asking your opinion. It's because I don't have the mental capacity to make any more decisions. Like, I'm just, the mental load is something that I feel like isn't discussed enough. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to fill an extra container here because I opened up another bag and I didn't need to. This is my really official system when I have multiple containers of the same color. I'm going to show you guys. It'll blow your mind. And by blow your mind, not at all. So here's the actual container that I have. This one goes in my main container. Where's my pen now? And then I take these masking tape rounds. All right. I don't know where my pen is, which is going to drive me crazy. So I'm going to use this Sharpie. And I put a masking tape round and I put the number on it. And then in my storage container, I put it. So, okay. I have this whole one. And then I have another. Oh, there's my pen in my storage container. I have another one directly below it. So the bottom corner of my storage container, let's see if you guys can see this. So I don't have to move everything. So these 4 down here are like the actual last drills because there's 64 colors. And so everything leading into it is all just my spares. So I just put them in order. That was my thrilling system. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. So now I have the ability to actually diamond paint anything that's not just black. And this little piece of resin is stuck in my my tray. You guys, God, the older I get, the harder it is for me, like, form sentences and complete thoughts, and it is driving me crazy. But yes, the mental load, man. Like, my husband said to me the one day, do we want to do something on X, Y, and Z night? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, do we have anything going on? I'm like, oh, let me just pull up the calendar and check. And we had something earlier in the day, not in the evening. Okay. But I keep everybody's schedule. My husband he recently started PT for his knee. I don't know if I told you guys. So my husband had injured his knee. I think I did tell you this. He had injured his knee recently. And super long story short, we went to ortho, and ortho sent him to PT where he has recently started. But I have to keep track of his schedule because if it overlaps with, like, our kiddos' school or skating, I have to figure out how to be in 2 places at once or whatever. So anyway, super long story short, I keep track of all the appointments. Like, later this week, I'm hoping, if all goes well, to go down and see my family. My sister is in town for a few days, just a few short days, and I would love to see her. However, the only way I can see my sister during, like, a school week is if my husband is off from work, because somebody needs to, watch our kid and take her to and from school and all of that fun stuff. We don't have babysitters, and I'm not going to pull her out of school so she can come down and see, my parents and things like that. We actually just saw them for the Jewish holidays, which, shout out to me, showed up to my synagogue an hour late and totally missed services. I was so mad at myself. I know it's not the end of the world, but it was frustrating and it upset me. And anyway, so that day, she's got skating, then I have to take her to school, and then I have a doctor's appointment for me, and then I need to make sure that I have enough time to get down to my parents and back. It's like juggling 82 things at once all the time. And then the following week, my kiddo is off from school for Columbus Day. Which, like, why are we still... Indigenous Peoples Day. Why are we still celebrating Columbus? And why are mattresses always on sale for Columbus Day? Like, I don't... What does it have to do? What does one have to do with the other? I don't know. Anyway, so my kiddo has 2 appointments that day, because if I can have her go to an appointment without me having to pull her out of school, like I have to this week for her orthodontist, that would be preferential. But it's also a day that she's supposed to have ice time, but I don't think she's going to have ice time, because usually on holidays like Columbus Day, when kids are out of school, they usually have hockey tournaments, and hockey takes precedence over figure skating ice. And so I'm like juggling all these things at once, all the time, keeping track of everybody's appointments, keeping track of like, oh, I finished the Parmesan cheese last night. Like, I need to add that to the grocery list. It just never ends. And I wish that this was something that was discussed with young people when they were still young, for 2 reasons. One, so it can prepare them, because I swear, what was I supposed to do? Like, freeze myself so that I wasn't going to become an adult? But, like, I had no idea that adulthood was going to be like this. And now that I'm married with a kid, it's, like, even more. Always and forever deciding what people are going to eat and what to make and who has an appointment and when was the laundry done last and all of that fun stuff. And, but also so that kids can have a greater appreciation, because I remember, I'm going to lead you guys, this will be my last story before I've rambled on for far too long. My daughter, the one day, she basically said to me, like, well, Daddy goes to work and you just sit around all day and do nothing. And I was like, skirt, what? I was like, what do you mean I sit around all day and do nothing? Are there days where I feel like I sit around and do nothing? Absolutely. There are days where, like, my brain just needs a break, and I will make it work the best I can. There are other days where I don't ever get a moment to stop at all, and it's just go, 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 go forever and ever and ever. But we had a long conversation about all of the things that mommy does, that these are the things that I'm responsible for in the house. So, you know, the grocery shopping and the meal planning and making sure that, like, you have enough medicine, and putting in the renewal requests when your medicine runs out, making sure that we have, I just realized I forgot something, speaking of medicine. Like my kiddo, she takes something in liquid, and we do a lot of like water enhancers, and making sure that she has the flavors that she wants, making sure she has the right granola for her breakfast, making sure that everybody has what they need, and not just, oh, mommy sat around on her butt and did nothing all day long. And, you know, I had to have this whole conversation with her, because, like, I said, who do you think, like, how do you think your bathroom gets cleaned when you're not home? She's like, what? I'm like, who do you think does that? She's like, oh. I'm like, who do you think makes sure that you have toilet paper in your bathroom and that your dirty laundry is, or your clean laundry is put away? Let me rephrase that, because laundry is supposed to be something that we all do together, but sometimes those loads are done when she's not here, because it's easier for us to just put away all of her stuff. And I definitely know where her clothing goes better than anyone else. So sometimes things will just be left for me on top of the drawers, and I'm like, oh, I'll put this away. But I was just like, girl. So we had a long talk about that. And I was like, you know, was I like this as a kid? Did I not appreciate how much my mom did as a kid? Probably. I feel like as an adult, you don't appreciate like, I don't think I had the level of appreciation that I do for my mom now, even when I was an adult, like before I had kids, because it's different. I'm still responsible for a lot of things, whether I have a child or not, but it's different things that I'm responsible for. And my mom, I've got multiple siblings, so she was doing it for multiple kids and her husband, and I am greatly appreciative of that. But, like, I don't know how you people out there who have multiple kids, I don't know how you do it. I feel like I am drowning with one child, and that's enough, you know what I mean? But I have already gone over the hour mark. I do still have a couple unboxings for you guys that I have not yet posted, both of which I filmed more than a couple weeks ago, and they've just been sitting in my queue. A lot of times I forget that. But yeah, if you guys made it all the way to the end, leave me a pumpkin emoji or something Halloween themed, because that's what my kid is all about. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more videos like this or nothing like this at all, please make sure to give this video 2 thumbs up. One real life, one virtual. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Come join the Sparkle Squad. And while you're there, hit that notification bell. I do not operate on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time, and I record when my tiny human is sleeping, or like today at school. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.